Hi everyone, I am Sabrina. I'm happy you are here with me today. And today I'm going to lead you through a nice slow flow where we're going to really work on stretching and flexibility, specifically working on the hips, hamstrings, and calves. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and begin. And we'll begin in a comfortable seated position on our mats. And take any variation here that you would like to. Some people like to use a block. You can sit on a block here. That might take a little, or it might make it a little more comfortable for your hips, maybe even your knees. You could extend the legs forward, and if you just can't get comfy here, remember you can always just also lie down on your back and extend the legs. So once you make it to your pose, your variation, if you are in a seated position, maybe just rest your hands on your knees or somewhere else on your thighs that feels easy and comfortable. You're going to relax your shoulders down your back, away from your ears. Bring your awareness to your spine. You want a nice tall spine. Top of your head is lifting up towards the ceiling. And if you'd like to, you can close your eyes. We'll take a moment to bring our awareness to our breath. We begin to engage our deep belly breath. So as long as it's comfortable, you can close your mouth, continue to breathe in and out your nose. Maybe work on extending or lengthening out each inhale and exhale. So just try to lengthen them each inhale and each exhale. Let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths together. Starting with your inhale, let this next inhale begin at the base of your spine. Inhale through your nose, belly and chest expands. Breath reaches all the way to the top of your head. Pause, hold your breath. Slowly exhale, let it all out. Inhale, belly and chest expands. Breath reaches to the top of your head. Pause, hold your breath. Slowly exhale. Inhale. Pause. Slowly exhale. At the bottom of your exhale, you can continue your deep belly breath just at your own pace. At the bottom of your next exhale, you can start to open your eyes if they are closed. Gaze forward. And then from your seated position, you can just relax your hands by your sides. On your next inhale, you draw the arms all the way out and up. Maybe create a little more length in your spine, grow taller here. And then as you exhale, arms down to your sides. And we'll do that once more together. Inhale, draw the arms all the way out and up. Again, create more length here, grow tall. As you exhale, lower the arms back down to your sides. From here, we'll move into a gentle spinal twist. You're gonna plant the right hand behind you and place the left hand to the outside of your right knee. You're gonna very slowly, with a tall spine, start to open the shoulders towards the right. So nice, easy, gentle. Think shoulders opening towards the right wall. And slowly release. So let's go to make our way back through center. And then once you're back through center, we're going to gently start to fold forward. So from your seated position, very slowly walk your hands to the top of your mat. Nice exhale and fold forward. So it's nice and easy here. So maybe relax your forearms on your mat. Maybe you're here and you just kind of gently place your hands on your mat. You can also, if you have a yoga block, you can use that. You can rest your elbows on your block. Just find a pose where you're feeling a nice stretch, nice hip opening that is not painful. All right, and feel free to relax your head and neck while you're here. About 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, let's go ahead and walk the hands nice and slowly back into our seated position. All right, then from here, we're gonna start to open the shoulders towards the left side. You can plant the left hand behind you, right hand comes to the outside of your left knee, and then with a tall spine, slowly start to open the shoulders towards the left wall. And I don't mean that the shoulders need to be completely squared to the left wall. I just mean that's what you're working towards. You're working towards opening the shoulders towards the left wall. So they might be, not quite there yet. But just take it to your stopping point. Take it to where you feel a nice stretch that, again, isn't painful. And continue this with a tall spine. Just a couple more breaths here. And slowly start to release, making your way back through center. So take a look down at your legs. Whatever leg is on top, you're going to bring to the bottom, vice versa. So just opposite legs in your seated position. And then once you are all set, we're going to start to very slowly walk the hands, extend the arms forward once again as we fold forward. So maybe whatever variation you took the first time we found this pose. So again, you could use a block to rest your elbows. You can come down onto your forearms, or maybe extend the arms. If you want to, you can relax your neck. Let your head be heavy, nice and easy here. About 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, just start to slowly walk your hands back in. Coming back to our seated position with a tall spine. You can start to extend one leg and then the other. Ooh, that feels nice after being in that cross-legged position. So extend both legs forward. feet flexed, sit tall. If you have a yoga strap, you can use it for this next pose. We're in a seated forward bend. If you are using a yoga strap, you're just going to place that strap to the outside of the balls of your feet. Sit tall. And then when you are ready, with a tall spine, you can begin to fold forward. All right, so shoulders, maybe bring your awareness to your shoulders while they're here. If they're up here close to your ears, see if you can just relax them down your back, away from your ears. Bring your awareness to your breath. And if you are not using a strap, your hands can be anywhere that's comfortable. Try to continue folding forward with a tall spine wherever you are. And you can also, if you feel like you need a little more stretch, you could even place a block behind your feet, to the soles of your feet, and then from there, place your hands on that block, and then with a tall spine, continue to fold forward. So several variations that should accommodate wherever you are in your practice. We'll take one last breath here together. So as you inhale, lengthen, elongate your torso, grow taller. As you exhale, maybe sink just a tad deeper into the stretch. And on your next inhale, slowly start to lift your torso. If you have a yoga strap, you can place it off to the side, and we'll bring the soles of our feet together as we prepare for a butterfly pose, butterfly stretch. So again, soles of your feet are together, hands around your ankles or your feet, whatever is accessible and comfortable. Sit tall, and then on your next exhale, with a tall spine, you can begin to fold forward. Sometimes I like to press my elbows to the inside of my thighs. I'll stay here for a few more deep breaths. So just continue to use your breath to deepen into the pose. On your next inhale, go ahead and slowly lift the torso. Alrighty, so we're back with our tall spine. From here, you can go ahead and cross your legs, and we're going to roll into a child's pose. You can roll onto your knees and then to your shins, so take your time getting there. Knees to about the width of your mat, or whatever distance is comfortable to you. They might be a little closer together, might be farther apart. Maybe big toes come to touch. And then while you're getting comfy in your child's pose, you can also use a block if you'd like to. Sometimes people like to sit on a block here. If you have a blanket or a pillow, you could fold the blanket, sit on that. Or a pillow, you can even fold a pillow. So wherever you are, when you're ready, we're going to begin to extend the arms forward, letting our chest sink down. So palms maybe flat on your mat. And notice your breath. Nice slow, deep breaths in and out your nose. We'll take about 2 more right here. On your next inhale, slowly walk your hands back in, and then as you do that, start to lift your hips as we transition into a tabletop position. So once your hips are lifted, you can draw your knees in. So your hips are stacked over your knees, shoulders over the wrists, palms flat, fingers wide, tops of feet are pressed down onto your mat. We'll take a few cat-cow poses. So when you're ready, you're gonna start to drop the belly, gaze forward. This is our cow pose. Nice and slow here. And then on your next exhale, you're gonna very slowly start to round through your upper back, lift your upper back as you draw your chin to your chest. So this is our cat pose. On your next inhale, nice and slow, start to drop the belly, gaze forward, find your cow pose. As you exhale, slowly lift through your upper back, chin to chest as you find your cat pose. And this next inhale takes you back to a neutral spine tabletop position. Start to tuck the toes. We're gonna make our way into downward facing dog, but take your time getting there. Hands flat on your mat. Again, start to tuck your toes. You're gonna lift your knees off of your mat, sending the tailbone up and back. And while you're here, take a moment to pedal out the feet. You're gonna slowly straighten one leg as you bend into the other. While you're in your down dog, again, you can bend into your knees if that makes it more accessible, more comfortable. Bring both legs to stillness. From your downward facing dog, start to extend the right leg high, three-legged dog. Hips squared down, right foot is flexed. Send the right leg through, plant the right foot in between your hands. Right knee is going to be stacked about over your ankle. And then from there, I'm going to grab a knee pad. You can lower your left knee down, maybe untuck your toes. You're going to take your right arm, place it to the inside of your right foot, and then from there you can heel toe your right foot to the outer edge of your mat, to the right edge of your mat. This is our lizard pose, and there's several variations here. So you might feel wonderful right here. You might be getting a wonderful stretch, and you just want to chill here for the rest of your time here. Some people like to, so if you do have a block, some people like to rest their elbows on a block. Maybe draw your palms together. So that might be comfortable. You can also rest your elbows just on your mat, maybe draw your palms together. But play around with it, take it nice, slow, easy here. It's a pretty intense stretch. You have a few more deep breaths here. Feel free to change positions. All right, so let's go ahead. That right hand, that right arm, you're gonna place it to the outside of your right foot once again. Heel toe the right foot back to center. From here, start to send your hips back. As you do that, straighten your right leg and flex your right foot, nice and slow. We are in our half split position. So go ahead and lift your torso. Notice your shoulders, lower your shoulders down your back away from your ears. Notice your hips. Make sure your hips are squared over your right leg. And then when you are ready with a tall spine, begin to fold forward. Bring your awareness to your right hip. Sometimes on this side, that right hip tends to creep up a little bit. So make sure that right hip is pulled back. So your hips are squared forward over the right leg. We'll take about 2 more deep breaths here. On your next inhale, you can start to lift your torso. Slowly bend back into your right knee as you plant your right foot down. Plant both hands down. You're gonna start to tuck your back left toes. Lift your left knee off of your mat. Send the right leg back, downward facing dog. We'll find the same sequence on the left side. Extend the left leg high, 3-legged dog. Hips square down, left foot flexed. And then from there, we're gonna send the left leg through. Plant the left foot in between your hands. We're gonna lower the back right knee down. Untuck the right toes. Take the left hand, place it to the inside of your left foot, and heel toe the left foot to the left edge of your mat. We are in our lizard pose. So again, play around with it, find a variation that's comfortable for you. You can keep your torso lifted if that feels best. You can lower your elbows down to a block, maybe drawing your palms together. Or maybe it feels best to lower your forearms down to your mat. Again, play around with different variations while you're here if you'd like to. Take about 3 more deep breaths. Let's go ahead and start to move the left hand to the outside of your left foot as you heel toe the left foot back through center. All right, so left knee is stacked over your ankle right now. From there, start to send your hips back as you straighten the left leg and flex the left foot. This is our half split. With a tall spine, so maybe lift your torso just a bit while you're here. Create a tall spine, shoulders down your back. Very gently fold forward, keeping your hips squared over the left leg. On this side, notice your left hip. So that left hip just always wants to creep up forward. So see if you can keep sending the left hip back. That always gives me a better stretch, and it'll help you keep your hips squared forward. Got about 3 more deep breaths here. Remember to use your breath as you inhale, lengthen, elongate your torso. As you exhale, maybe sink deeper into the stretch. So let's go ahead and slowly start to bend back into the left knee. You can plant your hands around your left foot. From there, start to tuck the back right toes. You're gonna lift the right knee up. And take your time sending your left leg back, and we'll meet in a downward facing dog. from your down dog, you can gently release one knee and then the other. We are back in our tabletop position. And we'll find a frog pose. So what we're gonna do is, I'm using an everything prop. What you're gonna do is you're gonna place, or if you have like a towel, anything like that, if you're on a hard surface, you can place that knee on whatever you're gonna use. And you're gonna start to send that knee outward. This is our frog pose. So think knees and hips in a straight line, and then shins behind you are gonna be about parallel. All right, so this is a very intense stretch. We're gonna stay here for several more deep breaths. If you are playing around with this pose and you're just like, this just isn't working for me, that's perfectly fine. If you want to, if that butterfly pose felt good that we found at the beginning of class, you are more than welcome to find your butterfly pose. Just remember to create a tall spine and fold forward. If you are in your frog pose, which is what I'm in right now, stay here for a few more breaths. You can try to relax as much as possible. Bring your awareness to your breath. Great, so let's go ahead. If you are in your frog pose, you're gonna plant one hand down and then the other hand down, and very, very, very slowly draw the outer knee back in, and we'll all meet in a tabletop position. So nice and slow, take your time getting there. Let's go ahead and lower down onto one hip. We're going to move into another seated forward fold, forward bend, extend both legs forward. Make sure on your sit bones, sit tall. Again, if you are using your strap, you can grab it. You'll place that strap to the balls of your feet. Sit tall, and then when you are ready with a tall spine, lead with your heart, gently fold forward. Just a couple more breaths here. Let's take one deep breath together. So starting with your inhale, nice big inhale, lengthen, elongate your torso, grow taller. As you exhale, slowly deepen into the stretch. On your next inhale, start to lift your torso. If you use a strap, you can place it off to the side. And you can go ahead and cross your legs, finding a comfortable seated position on your mat. Whatever pose you found at the beginning of class that was comfortable for you, make your way back to that position. If you are in a cross-legged seated position like I am, you can rest your hands on your knees or anywhere on your thighs that's comfortable. Try to relax your shoulders down away from your ears. If you'd like to, you can close your eyes. We'll take a few deep breaths together, starting with your inhale. Let this inhale begin at the base of your spine. Inhale through your nose. Belly and chest expands. Breath reaches to the top of your head. Pause. Slowly exhale. Inhale. Pause. And exhale. This time as you inhale, draw the arms all the way out and up. At the top, palms come to touch. As you exhale, hands to prayer position at heart center. The light within me honors the light within you. Together we bow our heads and say namaste.